Good morning. Studies show that charities could increase donations by almost 50% if they were more transparent about how money is spent. ZEN Charity Platform is a blockchain-enabled platform designed to revolutionize charitable giving. With confidence in the charitable sector being seriously compromised, never has cultivating trust with donors been more important. Let me take you through the PowerPoint presentation. We aim to be a cyber auditor for charities. ZEN Global is headquartered in London and it focuses on charity technology, and we aim to ensure we provide transparency and traceability of the donations using blockchain technology for all stakeholders. We reduce the transaction cost and increase the credibility for charities. ZEN Global Limited is a private limited company in London owned by three of us, Takamasa Kawasaki, who is the majority shareholder, and myself, Ismail, and my colleague, Alexandro Cecchiani. The management team biodata is explained in detail in the next slide. In essence, Mr. Takamasa Kawasaki, who will say a few words later, was the CEO of a Taiwan-listed charity company related with activities primarily in Japan. He conceptualized this project with the help of his colleagues from Japan, which includes Mr. Shin, the CTO, and Suzuki-san, Senior Manager of Business Operations. Alexandro and myself are focusing to take this venture globally. The industry overview. The overall market size is very big. In US, it is a $400 billion industry. And in UK, it's about £10 million industry. There's very good growth in this industry, with more and more people depending on the non-governmental organizations to take care of the less fortunate in the society. The growth is imminent. Transparency and traceability are two biggest issues facing the industry. It comes with huge cost. The process involved today involves a donor contributing normally to through donation channels and to the charity, which would then be fed to the beneficiary. Donation channels do not provide the transparency. In fact, donation channels focus on the ability to emotionally market to people, their aims being measured by the amount of money they raise for charities, and therefore they approach them in the manner that it could increase the level of contribution. The charity themselves have taken upon the role of being more transparent to increase the credibility and reputation. But they are faced with a difficult choice. The more they spend money on transparency and ensure credibility, then less is available for the beneficiary. The less they spend on transparency, then they are viewed with suspicion. So in this scenario, charities spend large amount of money, maybe up to one-third of the money raised, to ensure transparency is there. Moreover, with regulations requiring KYC and AML checking, the charities have higher regulatory cost. So our mission is transform the good faith into action by performing the role of a cyber auditor so that we provide more transparency to charity and we reduce transaction costs and increase credibility by achieving the transparency. And the donors are able to support more good causes. So our unique tools are Zen Data Stream and Zen Visualizer. The trust is endorsed by technology. It's by and large trying to look for inefficiency of the charity sector and trying to put technology to work. Our product development has been ongoing for the last 2 years. We tied up with a few charities to test the product, and after that, we have gone live with external trial partners. We have now completed concept validation. We made a soft launch to the smaller charities, and we have deployed the Zen Visualizer, and we are now in a position to go global on this. What are the pain points and what are our solutions? The pain point is related to accountability, which is the most important one because of pressure from the donors for that. Transaction cost and time, internal controls, and increase of donation are the other pain points in the industry. Clear disclosure of usage of funds where data cannot be altered by anyone is what we are providing as a solution through the Zen Visualizer. Regarding transaction costs and time, we are trying to reduce the number of intermediary banking transactions such that the funds flow literally from the charity to the end user where it is needed, basically reducing the intermediary transaction cost significantly. We also develop a way by which internal control is further enhanced so that charity are fully aware where the funds are being used. All this are related to enhancement of trust and increase the donation that are available to the end beneficiaries. Our mechanism for cyber auditor is pretty straightforward. The charity controls the money at all times. Zen doesn't touch the money. The donation is received in the charity's account, and we will create the APIs that connect with the bank account such that we're able to validate the data and know the flow of the funds through ZDS, Zen Data Stream Transactions, which are used until the cash is necessary for the particular beneficiary. Ideally, the longer ZDS is used, the lower the transaction cost will be because ZDS is purely data transaction and it does not use the banking infrastructure. We will have real-time integration with Zen Visualizer such that at any point of time, the donors are able to see where the fund has been used. Zen Charity Platform will be integrated with public blockchain network such that any transaction cannot be reversed and is auditable in public domain. The audit tool, Zen Data Stream, is a data unit which is created on Ethereum and its movement on Zen platform is automatically recorded on ETH chain. All data recorded on this chain can't be altered by anyone. It can be traced by anyone who knows the transaction ID. Thus, as long as donors and charities use ZDS on platform, they receive the traceability, the transparency, the data security, and the cost reduction. Quite simple, straightforward business. The Zen Visualizer shows the donor how the donation has been used. It provides a visual tracking. For example, as you can see, if £8,000 donated to children in need has been spent, so that at any point of time, of course, using the law of averages, how much of the funds have been used by admin for transport, how much has been given to the children, how much has been given to other organizations that help the children, etc. So we're able to look at the beneficiary by a click. We have filed patents for ZDS and Zen Visualizer to protect our IP. Our business model actually focuses on fund tracking rather than fundraising. The fundraising component is an addendum for smaller charities who do not have proper web presence. Our role is primarily to track the funds the charity has raised through the traditional means, either through its website or through the charity platforms. We do not want to be seen in competition with Just Giving and other charity platforms which are in existence now. So our business model is B2C, i.e., doing business with charities, and B2P, doing business with charity platforms and proving the tracking and providing the tracking solution service. Our revenue sources are two parts. One is subscription and one is commission. We would tend to have revenue based on having monthly subscription for proving the tracking solution to the charity based on their size. And we found good tracking service between the donor and beneficiary. Our strategy and our success factors are to have brand awareness as a cyber auditor. We need economies of scale and we have to maintain our first mover advantage too. So we, in terms of the 5-point strategy which we are taking, product development, focusing on transparency is key. Fundraising to boost brand awareness are what we are currently doing, and we are targeting the larger audience having similar needs. For example, focusing on charities with children requirements, focusing on charity that takes care of the basic needs such as water, sanitation, and education in rural communities, or sanitation or other charities that look at certain aspect of it, which give us, we are able to prove the economies of scale of their product. Global expansion is easy, given this is a cloud-based project. It's easy to expand from one country to other. What are our competitive factors? One is price. Second is switching cost and awareness. So the product capability is based on price. So obviously we have to be competitive, and we will be. And there is a switching cost. People are used to doing things in the way they normally do. They need to understand what is it that Zen provides that is not provided by others. What are the disadvantages of transparency, if any? People like to give lip service to transparency, but when they are forced actually to be transparent, they do have second thoughts. The awareness is important, and finally, the one that is able to stand tall and say, yes, I'm prepared to be transparent and I'm prepared to disclose all the details will be the winners. And we want to be with the winners. The quality of the transparency is therefore very key, and there's potential impact of cost saving, which will make them a winner. There's a detailed competitor analysis on your slide where Zen is compared to just giving 8coin and Alibaba. If you look at it in detail, you will notice our price is low. We do have a very low switching cost. However, we need to enhance our brand awareness, given that other products have spent millions of pounds or dollars to create the brand awareness already, but our quality of transparency is where we do not have much competition at all. The potential impact of cost saving is very high, given the fact that we are using blockchain enabled technology to have a highly transparent system. Basically, in terms of competitor landscape, we are able to not only reduce the cost of fees charged compared to other normal platforms, which charges between 5 to 6%, we are pricing at about 3%, but we are also able to provide much more, increase the scope of what we provide. For example, we create a lower churn rate. We reduce the transaction cost. We also reduce accountability cost, internal control costs, and mitigate FX costs and save time. All these are not provided by the other donation platforms. Factoring the increased scope, the cost savings is roughly 30% based on a simple estimate. It could be much greater. Obviously, we are all in this for business, and we are not shy about it. We think that if we go to plan, we are trying to reach the revenue of about US dollars 30 million in 5 years' time. We would like to have a good EBITDA of at least 10 million US dollars in the next 5 years by breaking even in year 3. I hope you had a good overview of our product, and we will let you watch the video we have prepared on this. Thank you.